And welcome to another Friday assessment. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get excited. Why? Because you have made it across another week. Look, I tell you all the time, you don't realize the people that have gave up, the people that are giving up, the people that want to give up, that are on the edge. And you said, even though I'm on the edge, I'm not giving up. I am going to press. Why? Because there is greater on the inside of you. You have now tapped into and figure out it's not about what you see, but it's about the potential that's lying dormant on the inside of you. It's about the purpose that is lying dormant on the inside of you. Why? Because there are gifting, talents, and callings that God has put on the inside of you. And every day it's coming forward. Every day there is something new to be learned. There is something new that's coming forward. Why? Because when you live on purpose, purpose has no other choice but to come forward. All the King's men, so I welcome you to all the King's men on this Friday assessment. Yes, yes, yes. Remember, all things are on purpose. Remember, everything that you're going through, it has a purpose. It serves a purpose. All those that said, I want to give up, it's time to give up. I'm tired. I'm not doing this anymore. They do not understand. Purpose comes with a cost. My God. Why? Because you have to go through things. Look, the enemy do not want you to find purpose. The enemy wants you to stay going like on a merry-go-round. They want you to continue chasing your tail. Look at a dog when they chase their tail. They're never going to catch it. It already belongs to them. Look, the enemy wants you to fight yourself. They want you to have this internal battle within. Look, but the internal battle, you have to turn it over to God so that you can go forward. I have to say my own testimony. It was not until I trusted God, I put my life in God's hand, that I started to go forward. Because what he revealed to me is I was going around in a circle like a dog chasing his tail. So I kept going around on the merry-go-round and I never got off. But once I jumped off, it was forward march. I'm here to let you know today it's time to forward march. I want to talk about, I'm here to let you know today that all things are on purpose. All things are happening to you on purpose. My prayer for you today is that your eyes are open, that your eyes are open to see, that your spiritual eyes are open to see. Why? Because you're being deceived by what you see in the natural. Look. We are spiritual beings. You know that song, spiritual being having a natural experience. Believe it or not, it's true. Why? Because look, when God created the body, it was just flesh. It was just dirt put together from the ground. But then God blew his spirit into the man, and then it became a living soul. So what am I saying? Look, if you didn't catch it, I need you to catch it. Look, the body without God's spirit is dead. Look, you don't even become alive until you accept him as your Lord and Savior. Then you begin to live. Why? Because then you start to have purpose. You start to live on purpose. My God, look. All this is still tied to having success and looking at the area that you're not having success in. Look, because you have to evaluate. You have to evaluate these things and look at where you are, because it's all tied to purpose. We often want to look at what these things right here see, but these things are full of deception, because you got to remember these are nothing but gates. It's the mind that have to process it, and then it's the heart that puts it into perspective of the thing where it is. So why am I saying that? Because often we want to dictate our success based upon something or somebody else. But we have to remember, you know the saying, do not despise the day of small beginnings. Believe it or not, that is scripturally true. That is scripturally true. My God, I believe it's over there in Zechariah somewhere around 4, 9, and 10. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. You're saying that it's small, but you don't even realize that that may be where your purpose lies. You're looking at the grand old thing, but do you realize you can be just effective as you're looking at somebody in the big old thing? Why? Because that is their purpose, and your purpose is in the thing what you're calling small. Your small will have the grand effect. My God, look, why? Because when God designed a thing, my God, that is where God is going to reside. It's not even about you. That's why you got to get out of yourself. You got to trust God. Remember, we talked about trusting God, the process and the principles. Part of your process is making that small start. Look, I can look at people with what I'm doing now. I can look at them on a grander scale, and I can say I want to be like that. But I got to be like God designed me to be, who God called me to be, who my purpose is. And I can only know that by trusting Him. I can't continue to look and try to do what they doing or achieve what they're achieving. I have to achieve what God designed for me to achieve. And I can only do that by focusing on me. That's why I say all things on purpose. You have to focus on you. Why? Because there is destiny lying on the inside of you. There's purpose lying on the inside of you. And the world needs it. The world needs that purpose on the inside of you. So as you seek purpose, you start to ask God about purpose. You say, God, I'm going to trust you. You got to start asking God, say, God, give me, increase my knowledge, increase my understanding. And look, this is where it's going to come into totality. You're going to say, God, give me wisdom. Look, now you're talking from the heart now because you're understanding purpose. Look, this is where I want to go over there and look after his resurrection. There were two men. They were walking, and Jesus happened to come upon them. I believe that he was drawn to them by their heart. But because of the condition of their heart and them wanting them to come sup with them, and in supping and breaking bread with them, God revealed who he was, because they didn't even realize that the one that they were sad about, the one that they was talking about, was walking amongst them. That's why I have to tell you, all things are on purpose. That was a small thing what they thought, but they didn't realize the Savior of the world, who they thought was coming in a different way to save Israel, came and supped with them. They didn't even realize that the small things such as the crucifixion was such a great thing. That's why don't despise the small things. It's such a grand thing. Look, they were just on a lonely road onto Emmaus, but they didn't even realize the small thing that they was thought was that they was sad about, that they was talking about, was so grand that it came to see about them. Look, I believe it was Eric Thomas said that visit the vision before the vision visits you. It's so important, my God, that they were talking about the vision. They was talking about their Savior. They didn't even realize that that purpose was revealed. They thought that something was going to happen in the flesh. That's why I said the eyes, they're deceptive. God sent his son with the purpose, and he lived out that purpose, and purpose was fulfilled through the cross when they took him down, put him in the tomb. They buried in the tomb, in the borrowed tomb, and then he rose on the third day, only for Mary to go find that he was not there, only for Peter to run there standing and he was not there. And then these men to become sad, walking back to Emmaus, talking about the Savior, talking about Jesus who was not there, talking about Jesus, the one that was going to come back and set up the kingdom of Israel. What they did not know, kingdom of Israel was solidified in his resurrection, and it was solidified, and it included you today. Remember, all things are on purpose. God is looking at your heart today. Remember, God is looking at your heart and he's waiting to reveal, but your heart got to be in the right place. That's why you got to remember, all things are on purpose. Don't despise the day of small beginnings. Don't despise the things that you cannot see. Trust God and trust the process, trust his principles. All the King's men, I thank you for joining in today. My prayer is that you were blessed by something that you heard today. Don't worry about being seen. Don't worry about the things you see. Focus on the things that you can't see. Trust your heart. Trust your heart today and make sure it's in the right place. Make sure it's about serving. Make sure it's about keeping God in the right place in your life. All the King's men, I thank you for joining in today. Remember, all things are on purpose. My prayer today is that you have been blessed by something that you have heard today. Drop me a line, drop me a like, share. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you want to hear, and I will even pray for you. If you reach out to me, send me a link. How can I get in contact with you, or email, or whatever it may be? But all the King's men, my prayers, you have a blessed day, blessed weekend, and the blessed week to come. Until next time.